Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we've got some gaming news for you. Some big news. BioWare is basically cooked at this point. BioWare.
Shocker.
I know, right? Shocker. The studio behind the massive failure that was Dragon Age: The Veilguard. They laid people off associated with that project, and now there are reports of more layoffs. And I don't know what's going to be left of the studio, but it's not good. It's not a good situation. Maybe they're trying to course correct. Maybe they're trying to get rid of some of the activists in their company to try to save Mass Effect. But I don't know. It might be too little, too late. So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. You'll get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to clownfishminus.com. Help support the reef. You can check out our merchandise, check out our Plus Club. It's greatly appreciated. You can also join over here on YouTube and on Locals as well. So this news broke yesterday. BioWare Studio update. We're going to read between the lines here. And, again, this is the studio that did Dragon Age: The Veilguard that sold less than 50% of what they were expecting. The game that focused more on pronouns, I guess, than it probably should have. And I'll show you that clip here later. You haven't seen the awkward dinner pronoun discussion.
No, I never
dinner with
saw
mom.
it. No.
Yeah, the dinner with mom. The coming out is a they them. Yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, hello everyone. Today we are turning toward the future and preparing for the next chapter in BioWare's story, as we announced in August 2023. Yeah, they're trying to backdate it. No, this is because the game failed. We're changing how we build games to meet the needs of our upcoming projects and hold ourselves to the highest quality standards. Trust me, bro, this was the plan all along. We didn't just fire a bunch of people because we're failing and this game failed and we're laughing stock. Just like Sony didn't just get rid of the guy in charge and replace him with the Japanese dude.
Yeah, no, they meant to do that.
They meant to do that. Yeah, this was always the plan, guys. Just like Ubisoft throwing people overboard and shutting down studios. Yeah, we always intended to do this. Now that Dragon Age: The Veilguard has been released, a core team at BioWare is developing the next Mass Effect game under the leadership of veterans from the original trilogy.
Translation, we're replacing them with people who know what they're doing.
Yes.
Less controversial people.
Right. People, and I have to wonder how many of these people, not in this particular case, but just in general, we have had discussions with industry veterans, and once you're a white man over 35 or 40, in the last couple of years, they've been pushing your ass out the door, right? Now, all of a sudden, they want these people back that know what they're doing. Very typical.
Yeah.
In keeping with our fierce commitment to innovating during the development and delivery of Mass Effect, we have challenged ourselves to think deeply about delivering the best experience to our fans. Don't have a 2-minute discussion about pronouns in the middle of the damn game.
Translation, in keeping with our commitment to innovating, we got rid of a lot of people who would put that crap in, and we're going to think deeply about what people actually want to play so we can make some money.
It's like, yeah, it's changing. Things are changing quick. I think these studios are like, oh my God, especially after 2024, where like almost every AAA title that got released, especially the ones that had the DEI mandates with the obvious DEI and ideology injected in those games all failed. Like they've massive failures. And this was a huge failure too. Given the stage of development, we don't require support from the full studio. We have incredible talent here at BioWare, and so we have worked diligently over the past few months to match many of our colleagues with other teams at EA that had open roles that were a strong fit. We're going to be more agile.
We offloaded our people to other departments.
The ones that actually had skill. Yeah, and other ones like the director of Dragon Age got gone. But here's the story from Insider Gaming. So the layoffs have many within BioWare concerned about more layoffs in the coming weeks and months. One current employee said they expect it to happen. Feels like we're waiting for another wave. So Insider Gaming has reached out to EA and BioWare for comment on the amount of people being let go. And the EA stock fell because EA came out and said this was a huge failure for us. And we look at what happened with Warner Brothers Games, the guy who was in charge when Suicide Squad came and went and failed, got gone. And it doesn't matter. You're only as good as your last game, right? Because he was also there when Hogwarts Legacy came out and did very, very well.
Right.
But It's not going well. Let's look at this. This is Pirate Nation. I don't know if it's Pirate Nation or Pirate Nation. 5 people post about being laid off from BioWare on Blue Sky. Resetera is not taking layoffs too well. So this is Resetera is, for those of you who don't know, it is a forum. It's pretty far left, and it's basically like the just imagine all the Polygon people, Kotaku people, and Redditors all in one place. That's basically Resetera. So these people are from Blue Sky, and I'm laid off, open to work. Trick weeks. I'm now looking for a new writing narrative position.
Wait, pause for a second. Here's the thing. They're all Blue Sky. So, if they're hanging out there, where they lean anyway, and they're all getting gone.
Yes.
There's a pattern here.
So let me tell you what I think is going on. We'll go through some of the reactions here, but there is course correction. They're trying to get rid of activists as quickly and efficiently as possible while also protecting themselves from legal liability. Mm-hmm. So they're gonna be like, oh no, look, that game failed. And you can't tell me these studios, as they start to look at these games, these DEI games, and they started looking at them in the last couple of years, people that have been there for years. You can't tell me that somebody wasn't like, yeah, this is shit. This isn't going to sell. People are going to be pissed about this.
Something else I'm noticing too across these comments is it's all narrative writing, editor, writer. And a lot of them have 20 years, 26 years, et cetera, but they're all narrative writing or editor positions. Like the ones who would control the story and put things in there like, hey, I'm they, them now.
Yeah.
Not the ones who are making the game, the ones who are controlling the narrative. Right.
And a lot of these narrative directors, narrative people, they wind up, working with Sweet Baby Inc. And
I was going to say, maybe Sweet Baby Inc. has some openings for them.
Yeah, right. Nobody's going to hire them. I'd be like, yeah, let's stay the hell away from Sweet Baby Inc. This person, Karen West Weeks, hello, I'm looking for work. Ideally, as an editor, it's been an honor to work with so many talented professionals. 19 years of BioWare. Yeah, that's not good. After 14 years, at BioWare. I'm devastated to learn today.
This one has 26 years in video games.
Wow. Okay, that is interesting because these are not the people. I mean, I'm wondering again if they're not activist minded, but these are not the people I would have expected them to let go. I would have been like, hey, people you just hired in the last 5 years. Right.
These are people who have been there for a while, but they're all related to writing, editing.
Yes.
The one didn't say, but the other ones, most of them seem like girl names, but that's on our story. The most of them seem like they might be female. I don't know. But they're all like editor, writer.
That is interesting. So what that seems to be, and then they're going and they're bringing back veterans to work on Mass Effect, because the last Mass Effect game was not good. A lot of people didn't like it. So what I think we're going to see across the board is course correction. I don't know if it's too late at this point, but I think they're purging people from the company that are causing wokeness.
Well, this reminds me of comics. Like they got people chased off because of their politics, and then the comics failed. So now they're trying to bring veterans back in.
Yes,
just for big titles to try to get them to sell again because people didn't buy it when they brought in the far left minded people.
Yeah, we had 4 or 5 years where in the comic book industry it was all DEI hires, basically diversity hires, people that really didn't have a lot of experience getting put on some of the top books, right? Like, oh, I worked at IDW, and we'll talk about IDW later, but I worked at IDW on a couple of things. Now all of a sudden I'm writing Batman or whatever. It's like, that's quite a jump. Yeah. So those people aren't getting calls anymore, but they're bringing like Chris Claremont back to work on Wolverine. Right. I mean, it's like, you must be pretty damn desperate to be bringing Chris Claremont, because he was like, they weren't talking to him for a while. They're doing like 90s style X-Men comics now. And it's like, just, yeah, there's definitely, they know they fucked up. Let's be honest. And that's the same with Sony. I did a video earlier, or posted the video earlier today talking about Sony and the fact that they are, after several years of having Westerners basically running PlayStation, they shit canned some of them, and they put a Japanese man in to run PlayStation. And this is after they shut down their Japanese studios or whatever, because Sony has to be looking at, like, Nintendo never fell off. Nintendo's still doing good. People must like Japanese games. They must, why did we have to change? And they moved PlayStation to California and all that crap. I think it's the same thing. I think they're like, yeah, people like Mass Effect when it's done right. I think a Dragon Age game that was done right would have been fine. But
this comment, right? So they get rid of people because they're not performing, and their answer is because it has to be MAGA, and it's like it doesn't mean that. It just means that you aren't selling, so you're going to have to make some changes to meet audiences where they are or in the middle. So either all your audiences are MAGA and you're not meeting them at all, or if you want to keep going on about your audiences across the board, which it probably is, you need to go more to the middle.
Yeah, the MAGA effect, man. Everybody's just unhinged now. But look, the end of the day, it's the money effect, right? It's the money effect. You went all in on these games for Resetera and for Reddit and for Kotaku and for Polygon, and these companies lost hundreds of millions of dollars. I guarantee you that PlayStation swapped CEOs because Concord lost $400 million, and it was out for less than 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? How much did Dragon Age lose? How much did Suicide Squad lose?
This comment, though, I'm like laughing so hard. It's going full on MAGA effect to appease shitheads, I'm guessing. More ass shots, more out of the edge, and as much high-end, non-cartoony graphics, because most people, that's what they would want, as, they can manage. Only beautiful women with big tits and perfect asses. Males can be ugly and fat, though. Only 2 genders for humans and non-binary aliens to slaughter.
Only and 2 no genders.
And no politics. Well, right there at the end is your answer. No politics.
People
you
are
admit you're shoving this political shit in your games.
People are like, sign me up. You put this game out, we'll buy it. Yeah, they're trying to save their own asses is what's going on. Yeah, Justin, he's not wrong. It's funny how that second picture is meant to be derogatory, but it's actually what gamers want, proving that people making this slop care more about their social agendas and satisfying the audience.
Right, that's what I'm saying. The no politics, right there. Getting so mad about that. That tells me everything you need to know.
More ass shots, more the edge, high-end, non-cartoony graphics, only beautiful women, big tits, and perfect asses, and no politics. That is awesome. That is amazing.
Yes. Has anyone told them we try it their way and their games suck ass? Because you're too busy preaching at people.
Oh my God. MAGA effect to appease the shitheads. Perfect women. Males can be ugly and fat, though. These ugly fat men in Mass Effect 1 before the anti-white craze overtook the industry. Yeah, the first 2 games were good. Then it just kind of fell off. Yeah, so let's see here. You have not seen the infamous pronoun dinner scene, the coming out. It's basically the coming out scene. We're gonna play this. Hold on. This is great. They turned it into a comedy.
Okay.
It is bad.
This is not played the way it was in the game.
It is the game cut scene, but they add some Seinfeld music to it.
Oh, okay.
Which is great.
Vegetables. Thank you. So, I'm non-binary.
What the heck?
What is that?
They literally said that?
Yes.
It means I don't feel like a man or a woman.
What does that
If you are neither a man nor a woman, then what are you?
Non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on.
Because I have criticized your dress or your manners.
It isn't.
This is from the game. It's awful.
Well, not the last track, obviously, but
no, it's so.
Why do you need this in a game? Like, what point does it serve?
Because the director was working through their issues with their own family, so we have to put it in the game.
There's no this. I mean, why do you play a game and you're going along in your game, and then there's a whole scene where I'm telling your parents that you're they them? Like, why? It doesn't belong in the game. It doesn't necessary.
God.
How much time was wasted on that scene? How much money was wasted on that scene?
And that's what everybody focused on. That's what I'm talking about. Like these games, even if it's, technically a small part of the game, the gaming press zeroes in on the diversity and inclusion and representation and basically sends a flare up to most gamers that, you don't want to buy this game because that's what this game is about.
But here's wrong with that. Like if you want to make the character non-binary, no problem. Just say that they're they, them non-binary. Okay, cool, whatever. But they had to make a whole scene in the game making a big deal about it when they didn't have to do that. They could have just been like, this character is non-binary, identifies they, them. Okay. Some people would be mad about it. Most people wouldn't care. And they'd be like, all right, but that wasn't enough. You had to go and put this in there too to make it a big deal, which is the problem. It's like you wasted how much time of the gamer's time, how much time and money of the developer's time and the company's money to put this scene in that wasn't even necessary.
I'm sitting here like I haven't played the game. I don't know if this is Dad or not, but I'm getting like Brack show vibes. Remember where Brack's dad was like this tiny little man, and his mom looked like him, and it's kind of like it's like the Brack show. Do you want to watch more of this, or you don't?
No, I'm totally fine. You can close it now.
Okay, so there we go, guys. Lots of layoffs coming to BioWare. Again, I think this is course correction. I think we're going to see so much of it. We're going to see so much of this in the next couple of years. People are not ready. And I guarantee you they're going to be blaming Trump, but this started before Trump was elected. And these companies are starting to look at their bottom lines and like, we cannot lose hundreds of millions of dollars so you can work through your personal issues with your family. Mm-hmm. So we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We'll talk later.
Bye.